Hello everyone, it's the Anime here, and today we're going to be doing a Boruto chapter review on Boruto chapter 58. So yeah, with that, hit that shit. So the chapter starts out with basically Naruto introducing like Boruto to the meds that he could be taking to suppress the Byakugan slash the Suzuki power that she obviously growing inside of him. Now obviously he also tells him like, hey, these are just not no simple fix. We don't know what happened to you. If you take them, you could die. You could lose your vision. All these things can happen to you if you take these. And then we see Boruto pick it up and look at it, and then he throws it in his mouth and swallows it. And then asks Naruto, like, hey, how many of these am I supposed to be taking? I'm like, really? Naruto's like, really? Did you just do that? I just told you you could die. And he's like, well, yeah, but, I'm going to die anyways, so, well, what's your problem here? Like, you said I get to choose, right? Like, you shouldn't have a problem with this. And Naruto was just like screaming at him, like, no, why you do that? And then he just like, bro, chill. You said I get to choose. Stop screaming at me. And basically, Boruto also explains how he needs resolve in order to solve what he's going through, and if this is the only way to do it, then he'll do it. He'll risk it because he would die anyways if the Suzuki transformation were to go to 100%. So yeah. And then we have a little like probably a couple hour time skip to Boruto training with Kawaki, Sadara, and Mitsuki. And basically Kawaki's just like, okay, we're gonna train this way, And then Boruto's like, no, we're gonna train this way. So basically what's happening here is Boruto's wanting to trade the traditional way, while Kawaki's wanting to trade the way that Jigen taught him because he feels like that's more efficient than training the traditional shinobi way. So basically, Kawaki is just pulls out his arm that can transform and just transforms it. And Mitsuki automatically like just grabs it, and Kawaki says, "Hey, I'm impressed with your reaction time and skill, Mitsuki. Good job." And basically, Mitsuki's like, "Yeah, I was trained in actual combat training too. I'm fine with whatever." And basically, this is referring to Mitsuki basically getting like almost kind of the same treatment from Orochimaru that Jigen got. Not Jigen, Kawaki got from Jigen, but I feel like it was a little bit less bad for Mitsuki because he really had no feelings, he had no emotions, he was artificial at that point, so didn't really hurt him as much, didn't really give him as much trauma, as Kawaki did, who's an actual human, because remember Mitsuki's just developing feelings and stuff like that because he's artificial human, you gotta remember this. So yeah, then basically Mitsuki rips off, Kawaki's arm thing, and then Kawaki goes in and swings at Mitsuki with a sword, and then Sadara comes in at him, and basically Kawaki swings again. Sadara jumps and releases a fireball jutsu of some sort. I think it's just a regular fireball jutsu, and basically Kawaki dodges it. And Sadara thinks she got him, not knowing that, he dodged it. So then when Kawaki comes back down, then Sadara basically loses the match she's about to get stabbed in the back. But then Boruto comes and saves, and then Boruto's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this ain't training, you're about to kill her. And then Kawaki's like, I wasn't about to kill her, this is sparring, I was going to stop right before. Because obviously if you're not going to kill someone, they're obviously still sparring, but they're sparring to the death in a way. So it's like more like, well, first one to like about to leave a killing blow, I guess, loses or whatever. So yeah, and then basically Boruto's like, you're too serious. Like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you get someone seriously injured. And then Kawaki's like, why you flustered? Like, were you really just planning to like wait around, like, and train for 10 5 years. Uh, like, do you really think that's gonna be enough? I mean, do you really think you have that luxury of time to train in order to get stronger? You don't. We need to train as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, and this is the only way to do it. So basically, then Boruto and Kawaki make a deal. Like, okay, Boruto's like, okay, if I beat you, we train my way. If you beat me, we train your way. If, because they're about to fight in an actual match. So you think that Kawaki's gonna win this, but you see in a second. So basically, they start fighting, and they even say like, "Man, we used to only fight like this when we first met. This is kind of weird." And so then they begin fighting, landing blow after blow evenly. Uh, Boruto uses doppelganger or shadow clone jutsu, sorry, and basically begins to pound on Kawaki, getting some good hits in, and then right before he can use a Sengun, gets blasted away by his wood things. It looks like wood, but it's not wood release. It's just his monster like shooting what's it called? Just his fingers at him, but we found out that that's just a shadow clone that got like stabbed, and then basically Kawaki releases that energy ball, and Boruto uses the karma to absorb it, and basically Kawaki's like, damn karma, and then well, uh, Boruto releases a lightning jutsu, and Kawaki tries to absorb it, but he does not have karma anymore, so he loses the match because he tried to absorb it with karma. Then he looks at himself and says, damn, I'm too fucking dependent on karma right now. I need to stop being dependent on karma. I don't have karma anymore. And he kind of just has some self-reflective thoughts. And then he says to himself, damn it, I'm useless. There's nothing I could do. And basically, Boruto comes up to him and is like, bro, I know you well enough now that I can tell what you're thinking. You're not useless. You just gotta lean on us. You gotta trust us. We're your friends. We're your family. Just trust us. Lean on us. And then, we'll carry our way to victory against Code, against Jigen, against all Kara in general. We'll finish them off. And then Kawaki says, well, that would be fucking, a good speech if it wasn't coming from someone like you know that? And then, oh yeah, and by the way, what's his name? Komohamaru and Naruto were watching over them the whole time. So, yeah. And they had this little dialogue where, Komohamaru's like, dang, that speaker kind of like you, Naruto. And Naruto's like, meh, whatever. And then, as support, Kwaki's saying this, he's kind of just laying on his ground all sassy, has his hand on his head, like, oh, really, no. And then they kind of explain, and then, like, how Kwaki's like a fool, and that they're sticking together with him. And then Kwaki's like, I'll stick with you a little longer, and with your way of doing things. And then they're like, okay, well, I'll get stronger. Let's begin training again. So overall, this chapter is actually kind of good. I did like the fight scenes where Sadara and Mitsuki kind of got like a good 1v1 in against Kawaki. And honestly, I feel like either one of them could probably beat Kawaki if they were going full on kill mode. Obviously, this was sparring, so they weren't focusing as much. But if it's full on kill mode and Sadara fully just brought out his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, I feel like it'd be game over for Kawaki. He's strong, but can he really counteract a 3 Tomoe Sharingan? I don't know. So yeah, with that, if you like the video, like, subscribe, or not, you're free will. And with that, Z anyway, signing off.